Hello and welcome to this episode of Summer is wearing a little mic because she's a professional. Do I look like a little bug? I don't really care. Maybe I do look a little bit like a bug. That's fine. Something that's always been a goal for me is to be there for you and to be someone that you can look to for advice and for hopefully a good example on life things. I'm the youngest in my family and I've always wanted to be an older sister, so I'm giving myself that. I just want to help you out. I just want to give you my input. And also though, like, disclaimer, everything that I'm going to say is obviously just my own opinion and coming from my own life experience, and it's just what I think. It's not like the way to go. I want to give you my opinion. And I'm like nervous for some reason, but I decided going into this I was going to be very honest. So I asked you guys on Instagram and I got a lot of the same questions, so everything that I'm going to be answering are the most frequently asked questions that I got. How do you stop negative thoughts and start enjoying alone time? I always see you as a big sis. Thank you. I'm taking that as a compliment. That's so cute. It takes a lot of energy and conscious effort to stop negative thoughts. You will have the negative thoughts that will come into your brain. It first takes the ability of recognizing that they're even in your brain, and then you have to take action to do something about it. So when I get negative thoughts in my brain and I am lucky enough to be aware of the thoughts happening, a lot of the time it helps to say them out loud. So maybe you're at a social event and you're like, I feel so boring. That's random, but I feel so boring. You're like, I feel so boring. Okay, that's lame and dumb. I'm not boring. So you don't have to say it out loud, but you can think those thoughts. If you're somewhere that you can say it out loud, then that honestly helps, because then you're hearing it and you're like, what? That's so stupid. And then you tell yourself the opposite of whatever that negative thought was. That's what I do. Negative thoughts will come into your brain constantly at all hours of the day. Even when you're happy, negative thoughts just come into your brain, and that's just a part of life. And so learning how to handle that and deal with that, I've kind of changed my own life by putting my energy into pushing these thoughts away or replacing these thoughts with positive thoughts. Another thing, if you are really struggling with it, implementing every single day positive affirmations, so speaking to yourself kindly, can literally change your life. I think everyone should be doing this. I went through a time where I was consistently doing this. I should do it again. Everybody needs to do this. Even if you feel like you're a happy person, you can make yourself even happier by looking in the mirror as you're washing your face or, doing your skincare every morning or whatever it is. Have a time and you're saying, I am so happy. I am so lucky. I am so blessed. I am so fun. I am so lovable. I am resilient. I am strong. Just all of those kinds of things. Saying them feels really good, and then your subconscious is hearing it and it stores it for you, and then it believes it. Over time especially, you will believe those things about yourself even if you don't feel like you do. You can wake your brain up and be like, hey brain, I'm so freaking awesome, okay? And then of course, just be a good person, be nice to people, be kind to yourself and others, be working on yourself. Just if you're being a good person, there's no reason that you should ever feel bad about yourself. Of course we will, but we don't. That's dumb and lame and no. And you can change that. Okay, and start enjoying alone time. So this is something that, okay, I have struggled with, enjoying alone time, but overall in my life, I really, really love alone time. In fact, I need alone time. And so this is something that comes pretty naturally to me, but I think everybody needs to set aside some alone time just because it's good to spend time with yourself, because at the end of the day, at the end of it all, no matter how many friends you have, no matter how close you are with your family, you really do only have yourself. You will always be with yourself. You're gonna spend the rest of your life with yourself, okay? Even though there's gonna be people around you, there are times where people won't be able to support you. People won't be able to be there for you. That's just inevitable. That happens in life. And so creating a relationship with yourself and feeling comfortable with yourself and loving yourself is really, really important. Also, it's very important because if you love yourself, then it's gonna be so much easier. It's gonna come so naturally to love others and to put your best face forward in every situation because you feel good about yourself and you love yourself. You're confident in yourself. The ways that I guess I've kind of changed this question a bit, but the way that I've built my love for myself is putting myself in uncomfortable situations and proving to myself that I can handle things socially, not uncomfortable situations like walking in a dark alley at midnight. You know what I mean? Going on a date, for example, and deciding that I I am so cool. I am so confident, even if I'm not. Kiki, I'm not the most confident person in the world, but I just tell myself that I am, and then I put that face forward, that I am a confident person, and then everything else follows. I find myself really truly being myself and loving that. You can feel when someone is truly being themselves, saying things that they think are funny. People respond so much better to you fully being yourself. Even if you feel like, oh, I'm like kind of weird though, like I don't know if people are gonna like accept me, just do it, just try it, just be yourself in situations, and you'll be surprised. You'll be pleasantly surprised. You will draw people to you. You will have a magnetic energy when you are being true to yourself. That will solve like a billion other problems going on in your life if you are really being true to yourself. And that I think I'm really passionate about that, because there were many years of my life that I wasn't being true to myself in a lot of situations. And once I just started making an effort to be, I made friends that love me for me and want to spend time with me because they know me and they love me, and you will attract like the right partner for you through that as well. Like it's really so important. You'll also attract like work opportunities, or I don't know, all kinds of opportunities will come to you because you are living life the way that you truly want to live life, and you are being the person that you want to be and that you naturally are. And so it only makes sense that you'll be a magnet for things that truly align with you. Truly being yourself can feel kind of awkward a lot of the time too. Like it's something that you can build confidence in over time. I can't tell you how many situations I've been in where I'll like make a joke and it's just so like odd, and it like doesn't really land with the people around me, but I'm not embarrassed and I don't feel bad about it because I felt good that I was being me. You know what I mean? And who cares if the people around you think you're a weirdo? Move on to other people. I feel like I'm giving all of the advice from all of the different questions to you right now. So spending alone time, make plans with yourself for yourself that excite you. So decide this Friday night, I'm gonna stay in and I'm gonna take an everything shower, and I'm going to do a face mask. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and get all the ingredients I need to make my favorite meal. I'm gonna make that meal while I listen to my favorite podcast or audiobook or watch my comfort movie. I'm gonna have a really yummy dessert. Take yourself to the movies. That is always so fun. I love taking myself to the movies because like also if you don't like the movie, then you can just leave. It's so fun to do things by yourself because everything that you're doing is completely up to you and you don't have to worry about what anyone else thinks. You know what I mean? Like I will get like very strong desires to be in Laguna or go to Malibu or, you know, go somewhere. And I'm excited to take myself there. I'm excited for the drive there. I get to look around at the beautiful scenic views. I get to play whatever music I want to play. I can call someone if I want and talk to someone on the phone. I can take myself to get the food that I want to eat. I can go to the beach that I want to go to. I can walk around for as long as I want. It's exciting to do things by yourself. I think the reason why it's so hard for us to do things alone, for some of us, is because we're comparing ourselves and we're also so concerned with what everyone around us thinks about us, even if they're strangers. And I'm guilty of this too. Like I'll go to the beach by myself and I'll lay out and I have my book and my journal and everything, and I'm looking around at everyone else, and everyone else is in a group of people, or there's, you know, couples around me, and I'm like, are they looking at me thinking that I'm like a little loner weirdo? But then I realize that I'm thinking that, and I'm like, okay, and first of all, I don't know these people, they don't know me. Second of all, they're probably not even looking at me, actually. We all as humans have this thing where we feel like everyone is staring at us and judging us. 99% of the time, that is just not true. It's not true. And also, life is meant to be lived, so why are we not living it? But just because we think someone might possibly have a thought about us that's negative, like, do not let that stop you from doing what you want to do in every single aspect of your life. Oh my gosh. Like, we need to be living. We are young. Now is the time. Go out there. Spend time with yourself. Be true to who you are and accept yourself for who you are. That's such a beautiful thing. That like brings me to tears when I see someone like truly being themselves and loving themselves. That it's like, oh my gosh, that's so freaking cool. Like I had to make myself continue on with this YouTube channel through all of my classmates and peers being like, what the hell? You know, like people made fun of me constantly, but I was doing what I wanted to do. And I really wanted to make these videos. I had so much fun doing it. And there were other people like you that actually enjoyed it and didn't think I was a weirdo. And that outweighs everyone else, in mi opinion. And then when you keep going on with that, eventually it'll work out. Everything works out. If you have good intentions and your heart is in the right place, everything will work out, period. That was like the most long and elaborate answer ever, but I hope that answered your question. Okay, next question. How to stay calm when overthinking? So true. I am the biggest overthinker. Oh my gosh. Even as I'm speaking, every word that is coming out of my mouth, I'm like, is that what I mean to say? Do I sound weird? Good night. Good night. No, none of that. We need to stop that. Like I said, it's literally a conscious effort to pull yourself out of that. It's not easy. It's not easy, but over time it will become easier. So when overthinking, so say maybe you're like trying to fall asleep at night and you are recounting every conversation that you've ever had and you are overthinking everything that you've ever said, or maybe there's one situation where you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Hold on. You realize that you're overthinking, right? You want to go to sleep so bad. You're so annoyed that you're overthinking. So you're very aware that you're overthinking. Sit up, take a deep breath. Deep breaths are incredible. They're underestimated. Taking deep breaths, incredible. Breathing is sick. Take some deep breaths and be like, okay, can I do anything about this right now? Can I change anything about this right now? If the answer is yes, then do it right then and there. If the answer is no, then write about it. I can't tell you how many times I have been trying to fall asleep and I'm overthinking like a maniac. And then I get out of bed because I have so much energy because my mind is on 12,000 miles per minute. I don't know what I'm saying. I jump out of bed and I go straight to where my paper is. I get a sheet of paper. I allow myself one sheet of paper and I just write like crazy. So anything that comes out of you, allow that to come out of you, whether it's like crazy or not. Whether you believe what's on this page or not, let everything come out of you. Just dump everything out, okay? So therapeutic, so incredible. You're going to read the whole page over and you're going to reflect on it. If there are further steps that you feel like you can take after that, like, oh, I wrote that, so maybe that means I do need to like resolve this with that person. I'm gonna do that. Or I don't like this about myself. How can I change this? Is this something that I need to change? Am I changing this thing because I feel like it will benefit me? Am I being true to myself through changing this thing? Or do I want to change this because I feel like I should? Because Edna changed it, so I should. That should not be the reason you're changing anything. If you're wanting to change something about yourself, it needs to be coming from you, okay? If you feel good about it, then okay, write down actionable steps to whatever your goal is. And then decide, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and that's gonna take care of that. And that alone, like figuring out everything that's going on in your brain really lowers the cortisol levels and it helps. And then pop a melatonin and go to bed, girl. Overall, with overthinking, just being aware that you're overthinking and knowing that that's a part of you that maybe isn't you, it's just a part of your brain that decides it wants to do that, and then disconnecting from that overthinking version of you, that's like magical. That works wonders. Because you can be like, okay, you're overthinking, I'll let you overthink if you want to keep going, whatever, but I have nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different tactics actually, and I just have learned all of this through living and experiencing it and trying to handle it different ways. I guess that's my answer. Moving on from friends. Old friends from high school stopped including me. I went through this too. My friends stopped including me, and at the time it was really, really hard and I was really sad, and it made me feel bad about myself because I thought there must be something wrong with me if these people don't want to hang out with me anymore. Turns out they wanted to make different decisions than me, and they didn't really feel comfortable around me because they knew I wasn't doing the things that they were doing, and that is totally okay. You don't have to be friends with someone just because you were friends with them. If they decide that they want to change their path in life, or you decide you want to do that, you should totally do it. You should totally allow yourself to do that. Allow them to do that, because this experience of life is meant to be lived in a million different ways. We're meant to try a bunch of different things. We're meant to go different directions from people. That's just how life is. Just know that the people that you were friends with, they were friends with you in that time that they were friends with you because it served both of you. You were made for each other in that time of life, but maybe not really anymore. And especially in high school, we're changing so much. And then through college, our brains are literally developing and we are making so many different decisions. And there's going to be people that end up doing things that you never thought they would do. And same with you. Like, that's just how it goes. If you change your perspective to, okay, pretend you didn't know them at all and you're just now meeting them. Do you align with them? Would you actually want to spend time with them? Do you feel like you would really feel seen by them? Do you think you would truly have fun with them? Most of the time, the answer is no. And then you can be like, oh, okay, then they're not meant for me. And that is okay. And I think there's always such like a sad connotation to that, but it doesn't have to be sad. You can be thankful for the times that you spent with them and the memories you made with them. But a lot of things don't last forever. That's a great thing. That's how life should go, because now you have all of this space in your life for new people to come in that maybe are even better for you than those people were. We don't need to hate these people. We don't need to be mad at these people. We don't need to resent these people. Just let them be. Let them live the way that they want to live, and you will live the way that you want to live. That's that. It is what it is. It doesn't need to be, emotionally charged in any way. Healing from the most painful breakup ever and feeling like you'll be alone forever. Healing from a breakup is its own pain. That is freaking hard. The times where I've been in the situation where I'm trying to recover from a breakup, I honestly just like suppress all of my emotions and I busy myself and I try new things and I get myself out there and I meet new people. So my brain is in like a billion other places and I'm not really feeling the pain of the breakup. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily recommend doing that, but it worked for me. It works for some people. You will always end up feeling that pain and you will always end up needing to face that. When that does come up, the best thing that I ever did was just talk to people who know me and who love me and support me, like my family, my mom, my sisters, my best friends. A lot of the time, just having someone to listen to you and validate your feelings is all you need. Throwing yourself into different hobbies and places and people, that really, really helps. I would say that's like essential when moving on from someone and dealing with a breakup. I also think it's essential to feel your feelings, otherwise they will manifest like in your body and create other weird problems that you didn't have before. For example, like trust issues. If you had an instance where someone betrayed your trust, then that's gonna stick with you until you handle it and come to terms with it and decide that that was one situation that happened in your life, that is one experience that happened in your life, or maybe it's a handful of experiences dealing with trust that happened in your life, but those are those people, and there are still millions of people out there that will not make you feel that way. They will not betray your trust. There are so many people in the world that will treat you how you deserve to be treated, and it's really hard to believe that, but if you zoom out, look at the big picture of life, there are so many people, in fact, thousands of people that you don't even know exist, that are going to randomly come into your life and they're going to surprise you in the most amazing, positive ways. And you just have to have faith in that. You just have to know you have all the power in the world to live life the way that you want to. You have the ability to choose. You can choose to be like, oh, everyone is gonna hurt me. I can't trust anyone. Everyone's fake. You can choose to live that way. It's not fun. Or you can choose to be like, this person was really shitty to me and that was very unfortunate, but now I get to meet all of these other people, who knows who they are, who knows where they are, that are going to treat me so well. I know that these people are going to treat me how I deserve to be treated, and I know I'm going to have a positive experience the next relationship I get into. And guess what? Chances are that will become your reality. Of course, there's always a chance that the next person that you meet that you think is awesome will also be shitty, but that's just the way life goes, and you are resilient, and you can learn from each one of these experiences and know what to look for, what to avoid, what to do differently, and then apply that so that you can get closer and closer to having the bestest friends that you can possibly find and finding the healthiest, most incredible partner that you can find. It's all about learning. It's all about experiencing things and then evaluating the things that went on in said experience, and then deciding what you liked and what you didn't like and what you're going to do and what you're not going to do from that experience. That is literally what life is, period. Feeling lost / not having much of a purpose after graduating college or being in early 20s. The root of all of my depression, at least, because it was mainly situational, had to do with being confused about my purpose on earth. And I think a lot of people, I think every person on the face of the planet has struggled with finding purpose. Oh my goodness, turns out that's kind of what life is. I think it's a never-ending journey to discovering your purpose. And let me just tell you right now, we all have such a significant purpose in this world. Each and every single one of us are here for each other. Like, we are here to have stimulating, uplifting, productive conversations. We're here to teach each other things. We're here to learn from others. We're here to love. We're here to create. Life is actually so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm like gonna get emotional. If you were not in this world, if you were not on this earth, nothing else has purpose. Because without you and you and you and you and you and you, what is life? Like, what is this world? We all play such an important role in, I don't even know how to I don't know how to word this, but your purpose is to learn yourself and to discover the world and to be there for your friends and family and to love. And a lot of the time we're so concerned with making money and getting a degree, all of that. And that is, yes, important, of course, unfortunately, because we as humans have created this structure for the way that we must live and whatever. But from a non-earthly perspective, none of that really matters. Something that brings me a lot of comfort and confidence in the way that I live is knowing that my purpose is to make myself and others happy. And if I'm doing that, then I feel fulfilled. And of course, I'm gonna have identity crises and, I'm gonna have crises where I'm like, what the hell am I doing? What do you mean I'm filming myself and taking photos of myself and then posting on the internet? Is that really what I do for a living? Is that really what I'm doing? That has hit me multiple times, okay? But there are so many little tiny, incredible, beautiful things that come from doing what I'm doing. And same goes for you in literally anything that you're doing. Maybe you work at McDonald's or something. You are interacting with maybe hundreds of people a day, and maybe you're giving some people social interaction that they aren't able to find anywhere else. Maybe you're making someone's day by making the McFlurry that they get to enjoy, that they've been looking forward to. There's so many little things, so many beautiful little things in every single day that make life worth living. You just have to look for them and you have to recognize them and be grateful for them, acknowledge them. Journaling is a really good way to do that. Another way to really feel like you're getting closer to your purpose is writing it out. When in doubt, write it out, girl. I can't tell you how many times I have written out my goals and then all of the steps that I need to take to achieve those goals. You may surprise yourself, oh, I want to do this, so I have to do this. Okay, cool. And then you do this thing, and then you're like, oh, I actually really, really love this. And then you're like, okay, maybe I'll put more effort into this, more of my energy into this. Even though I thought maybe I wanted to do this, I'm gonna put more energy into this and see where it takes me. And then, oh, it takes you to the moon. You never know. So writing it out and also shifting your perspective. Those are my answers. Oh my gosh, I hate hookup culture, but feel like that's the only way to date now. No, that is not the only way to date now. I can assure you, it may feel like everyone is down for the hookup culture. Everyone is down for whatever that is. No, girl. I can assure you, there are so many people that want what you want and that don't want to do the whole hookup culture thing. There are people even participating in hookup culture that don't want to be. So that's another reason why it may appear like that's the only way to date. I think a lot of the people that are participating in that way of dating are unhappy. I can tell you that I did that. For some people it works, and for some people it's awesome and fun and great, and it's not a negative thing. But for other people it doesn't work, and that's totally okay. Both of those are okay, and I promise you there are people that you will find that love the hookup culture, and you will find people that really don't love the hookup culture. This is not the only way to do do it. This is not the only way to do it. This is actually a recent endeavor of mine. I stopped the whole hookup culture thing. I just one day was like, this doesn't actually feel good, and I'm not really loving this, and it's not really getting me anywhere. So I'm just gonna focus on me and do my own thing. I can tell you right now that like really positive things have come from that, but it took a while. I went through a lot of nights of feeling lonely and confused, and like, why is it so hard to find people that are good people and like want to get to know me for me and want to spend time with me in other ways? Like, why is this so hard? But I promise you, just like keep waiting and keep your energy open to truly genuinely good people, and that will come to you. I am a living, breathing example of that. Just saying. In conclusion, no, that is not the only way. Promise. Okay, I feel like I have been talking for 14 years now. I feel like that was a lot. So I am just gonna cut it off for now. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of these. I still have a lot of questions that I didn't get to answer. But yeah, even if you have more questions or more things that you would like advice on, the comment section is right down there. Let's make it a safe space, judgment-free zone right down there, and I'll join you. And I will answer as many comments as possible, because how fun and cute and sweet is that? I want to be here for you. I think we all want to be here for each other. Thank you so much for asking your questions. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope I helped. That's all I want to do. I hope you have a really, really great week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.